So let's dissect this Memphis team a little bit. You said it, Josh. You had Charlie Moore lined up to come play for you at Memphis decades ago at this point. T.O., I was with you in Philly just last week, and you were breaking down the way Miami blitzes ball screens, the way they kind of try to throw some, I think Randolph Childress, our colleague, called it quote unquote gimmicky type pressures defensively.
Did you say did you mean Miami, or did you say you said Memphis? Did you?
Miami, sorry.
Okay. Yep, sorry. Miami. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same
page.
Yeah,
we're moving to Miami here. Do they stand a chance against Kansas? Let's call it what it is. This is a Kansas team who is pretty elite as far as talent goes. And if you want to flip the Providence luck conversation, there's an argument to be made that Kansas sort of inherited that luck with this path in this tournament. They haven't played.
Stop it.
Well, hear me out, Greg.
Greg, stop it.
Hear me out.
Look, hey, here's my thing. The reason Miami won today, and it's because a lot of these great defensive teams throughout the country who are ranked high in KenPom and they're ranked high in all these different metrics, they're great team defenders. Here's where Miami throws you a loop, because they're a low assist team, but they don't turn the ball over, and they got 3 dudes who can create their own buckets. Like, you get Cam McGusty, he can score. And they're not a team that today they pass the ball a lot better, ended up with 21 assists, but it hasn't always been the case. Like, Isaiah Wong's a bucket getter. He gets to his right hand off a pick and roll. Josh knows you can forget it. Like, that dude's going to score. Cam McGusty has emerged. He's been healthy. Over the last 2 seasons, we haven't really gotten a fully healthy Cam McGusty. He's a guy who can create himself on his own. Charlie Moore has just picked his spots, been really, really good, picked his spots, got it to his scores, and gotten out. Sam Wardenberg is kind of the unsung hero here, because at the 5 position, he can shoot it. So you're literally pulling everybody out away from the bucket. You're giving it to some playmakers who can make plays on their own, and Iowa State had to guard one-on-one. That's hard because they were great team defenders. You have to be great individual defenders, and a lot of college teams have 1, maybe 2 defensive stoppers. You better have 3. And Kansas has that shot, but Miami has a bunch of guys who could just create. Isaiah Wong hits so many difficult shots.
Well, and this was your pick, T.O., to be fair. I think you were the only man on the face of the earth that I heard that publicly said Miami was going to make the Elite 8 pre-tournament. So
I also had Kentucky winning the national championship, so let's just be clear here. Let's just be clear.
Ups and downs. Josh, what do you make of this matchup? What's Miami got to do to beat Kansas?
Well, look, I mean, as T.O. said, I mean, Miami, when you play Miami, they've got multiple guys who can go get a bucket. And I always like to say they're a team that can score in late shot clock. Like they can score early in transition and stuff, but there's not a lot of teams in college basketball that are really good when there's late clock and you see what happens. There's a bad shot and you're just kind of that, and it really ends up being a turnover in the other direction, and because it's not a good shot. Miami is one of those teams that actually thrive in late shot clock because they've got multiple guys who can just ISO you and go get a bucket. And so, as Tio said, you get Wong going to his right, and you can do all the scouting you want and say, hey, force him left and don't let him go here. Every team has played him, tries to do that, or every team says to do. They're a hard team to play against because of their perimeter scoring, and I think they're really good defensively this year by forcing teams into turnovers, and they're not real big, but they space the floor. And the reason they've been able to get to this point, now I haven't seen the box score from today, but the first 2 games they only had 7 turnovers. So I don't know what they had today. So when you are not turning that thing over, and you're getting shots like they get shots with their perimeter guys, they become hard to beat. And I don't know if you had that there, Greg, if they're turned.
Yeah. They had 14 tonight, but they turned Iowa State over 18 times.
They turned them over 18 times. So they had 14 tonight. But so I think that's going to be a key because they are really good at turning teams over. So I think that will be the key versus Kansas is the turnover game, because whoever's getting more shots between the two is going to end up winning the game because both are capable. They got guys that can go get buckets. And I think whoever gets more shot attempts or less turnovers is going to have the better chance to win. I think it's going to be a really good basketball game on Sunday night.
All right, you just heard the in-depth breakdown of Miami against Kansas. Coming up, we're going to give you our picks for every single Elite 8 game, rapid fire style on the Field of 68 After Dark.